us a chance at the end, but I got 3 words for you. You like that?
Yeah, welcome in to a Write That Down Wednesday edition of Purple Daily. Mackie Judd, executive producer Declan Goff, and Purple Daily presented by TCL. Enjoy more of what you love with TCL. If you're watching us on YouTube on a TCL TV, send us a screenshot or I guess a picture of your setup so we can show it to our friends at TCL. And don't forget to click the subscribe button on our YouTube channel for daily Vikings entertainment in your feed. You can find the audio version of this podcast on Apple, Spotify, scorenorth.com, and the Score North app. All right, boys, are you guys ready for this here? We don't have a whole lot coming off the board these days just because like the NFL calendar year has checkpoints, but a lot of draft-related predictions on the board, and I'm guessing more coming from us here in the next week or so.
It's gonna be a bloodbath, right? Over the next week.
Whoa! Speak for yourself. The prophecy could be all true. The prophecy that I bring to the show, that's not a bloodbath, my man. That's a lot of completion percentage.
So before we get into Judd's prophecies coming true or not,
Football
Declan,
priest.
why don't you tell the audience what you've been working on in your downtime here with your golf swing?
Well, by the way, you might be getting your mock drafts in, you're getting your draft predictions in. I'm getting fitted for my golf club and getting fitted for my mock draft, also takes here. There's not just fittings for mock draft, there's fitting for your golf game. And it's thanks to my friends at the PGA Tour Superstore. Just emailed with my guy Ian yesterday. Got a shipping date coming in for these new clubs. I can't wait to hit them up. It was the van fitting experience, the PGA Tour Superstore. They got a big swing analyzer and a simulator out there. You figured out launch angle and spin rate, apex.
What?
I mean, the data that was available to me, and now I've been looking at it every day in my email. It is. It's delicious info. It's insane info.
Really?
Yeah, you get to see all this great.
The analytics?
Well, there is a lot of. I think wins above, ball above replacement level, spin rate. Oh yeah, there's plenty of them. It's the PGA Tour Superstore in Minnetonka, the van fitting experience.
Right on. All right, let's hit that Write That Down music and make asses of ourselves here.
Most make predictions and then never admit they're wrong. Yeah, that's not Mackie and Judd. This is the place where we just totally own our horrible predictions.
Write this down.
And eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Write that down.
It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackie and Judd.
Yep, nobody else around the country that talks into a microphone, professional sports take artists like ourselves, no one actually has the gall and the cojones to keep track of their predictions like we do on this show and on Mackie and Judd, our other daily show. Here's how Write That Down works. 3 Vikings or football-related predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of completion percentage and touchdowns on this show. And if you want to be part of it, like David is about to be, he's going to be our guest listener predictor today. Just send a DM to me at Phil Mackey or at Dex's tweets on Twitter or on Instagram. I'm at Phil Mackey, and he is _Dexter if you want to get in the game. So, boys, a forewarning here, nothing came off the board for any of us, and so I just have some highlighted predictions that are still on the board as we make our way through this Write That Down season. Okay, so we'll start with Judd. Just want to see how Judd's feeling about some of these predictions. You've got Anthony Barr having played his last game as a Viking. Now, we haven't taken this off the board yet, even though they restructured and he's for sure going to be back in the Vikings uniform.
Yeah.
You're basically rooting for a season or career-ending injury for Anthony Barr if this is to come true.
No, I'm not. I believed that he was done. I should have known better that Zim would bring his guy back. I don't want him to get hurt. That's not true. I'm not that type of person.
We very rarely root for injuries and Write That Down, is what you're saying. And this is not one of those instances.
It seems very hard. It seems very harsh. It seems very harsh.
You also have a prediction that says the 2021 season will be Mike Tomlin's last as Steelers head coach. Okay, if that happens for whatever the case, and the Vikings are in a spot where they're done with Zimmer, how interested would you guys be in Mike Tomlin coming back?
I don't want a defensive guy. No, offensive guy.
Well, but the Steelers have had really good offenses under Mike Tomlin.
Tomlin's great. Tomlin's fantastic. Nope, I'm pivoting to an offensive guy.
Wait, so you'd rather have like anonymous, up-and-coming offensive coordinator than Mike Tomlin?
No, I'm going to run a thorough search, and I'm going to find the best offensive mind that I possibly can. That's what I'm saying.
Give me Mike Tomlin, man.
I
Super Bowl cred.
like Mike, and he just signed a contract extension, so he's going to be there forever. You know what? Those are two terrible predictions. I'm done.
Wow.
Speaking of coaching changes, I predicted Eric Bieniemy will take over from Mike Zimmer before the start of the 2022 league year. You know what? I still feel pretty good about that.
You got a chance. I was going to say, you should feel good about that.
And Bieniemy hasn't gotten a job yet, so he'll be available again next year. For the listeners, Kip said by week 10 of 2021, Judd will post an article calling for the firing of Spielman, Zimmer, and the staff.
Kip's got a chance on this one.
Yeah, he does.
I'm not going to dismiss this one. I'm not going to dismiss it.
Week
not for 1
10's
second.
pretty early, too. It's like just past the halfway point of the season.
Yeah, but think if they get off to a bad start. Think if they get off to a bad start, you know what's coming for me.
Yep. Fire everybody. ScoreNorth.com, ScoreNorth app, free to download. Declan, you said this back before Mac Jones started rising up draft boards. You said Kyle Trask and Mac Jones will not be first-round picks. What's your confidence level in this coming true at this point?
Guaranteed Trask doesn't go round 1. I'm pretty confident in that. I'm pretty confident
Teams
in
get
that.
weird.
Yeah, and Mac Jones next.
And I'll actually even say this: when I probably made this prediction, Trask was still a borderline first-round pick, and now I'm seeing him as round 3. Like I don't really see anyone taking him in round 2 recently. Mac Jones, I don't get it. I don't see it. I don't buy it for a minute. I really don't.
But you think he's going first round now, right?
He might, and I know I have another one that says he will not be in the first 15 picks. I believe I made that last week as well. I feel more confident about that one than I do with this parlay here.
Okay. And so on the season so far, Judd Zulgad leading with a 46% completion percentage, no touchdowns. Declan Goff, 31% completions, no touchdowns. I'm at 27% completions. I have 3 touchdowns. Listeners, 9% completions and no touchdowns.
Look at you, Phil. You are the 1976 QB, right? You're driving the ball downfield. You don't care if it gets picked because you're just going for big plays. You're looking for Lynn Swan.
I'm Joe Namath, basically, with super tight white shorts.
John Stallworth, Rashod. You're going to Harold Carmichael. You're driving the ball.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Yep, I'm here for it. So, all right, and we're going to have a bunch more things in the accountability session coming off the board after draft weekend is over. But for right now, we're kind of in a holding pattern. So let's get our guy in here, guest listener predictor David.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
So he can make his throws down the field or check down. I don't know. I mean, you got to get that 9% completion percentage up, David. The listeners are not representing well on Purple Daily here.
Well, I've got my play card here. We've got our sequence. We've got 15 plays started out, or 3 parlays as it is. So we're going to put these together, and we're going to try to bump up these numbers and also come after Phil's 3 touchdown mark here.
Can you turn that play card sideways like Musgrave? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you got to talk like this for the rest of the time, okay? Because if I can see your lips, I know what's coming.
I mean, he's even got the headset on. He looks like an OC as it is right now.
Yeah, he does.
It's great.
Well, I coach semi-pro ball as a part-time thing, so I have a little bit of that in my background here. So.
Wow,
love it. So you know how to rock the headset and the play chart. You know your way around a football sideline. So
that I
Write
do.
it down.
Or
You
at least
like
I
writing
think I
things
do.
down.
That's all that matters, my
there
man.
you go.
So here's how this works. We're going to start with David. And by the way, we also, after Write That Down is over today, we have from the Pro Football Network, Mike Tanier, noted football analytics writer, has posted his final NFL mock draft. He's already like, dude, I don't even need next week. I got my final mock draft. So we'll do that on the show. But we'll start with David, then we'll go Judd, Declan, back to me, Phil, and we'll make 3 trips around the room. So, all right, David, you're under center.
Write this down.
All right, so first one here, 3-part parlay here that we're going to put together. General NFL draft notes. At least 5 quarterbacks will be drafted in the top 20 picks. At least 5 pass catchers, so wide receivers, tight ends in the first round. And at least 1 Division III football player will be drafted in the first 3 rounds.
Wow. Love it.
Okay.
I think
What was the pass catcher one? Sorry, Phil.
At least 5 pass catchers will be taken in the first round.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, and I like this. I think you're more likely than not to hit on all of those, but because you're parlaying all 3 together, it would be a touchdown if you hit on this I think anytime people parlay like 3 or 4 things together, It's almost always going to be a touchdown. So
Write this down.
love it. Throwing the ball down the field. All right, Judd Zulgad.
Rashod Bateman will be taken in the first round of the draft. Rashod Bateman will be taken. There's some speculation that he might fall out into the second round. I've seen him actually fairly high in some of the mocks that we've been doing as well. But I'm going to put myself out there just a little bit. I am going to do it. He's going to be a first round pick.
I think he is too. I think he is.
He should be.
He should be. Yeah.
Oh, should be.
Write this down.
We'll see. All right, Declan.
All right. The Vikings will draft at least 3 cornerbacks in the NFL draft. The Vikings will draft.
That's a bunt single with Zimmer as your coach.
At least 3 cornerbacks at the NFL draft.
I gotta say, I actually think that's a home run, just because that's a lot. That's a lot for one position. That's not offensive line or something.
Cornerbacks.
I think that's a touchdown if that happens.
Okay.
They're definitely going to draft at least one. But all right, write this down. I'll make a Rashod Bateman prediction.
Write this down.
One that Vikings fans and Gophers fans might not like.
I know where you're going.
Rashod Bateman will be drafted in the first round by the Green Bay Packers.
Yep.
I love this pick.
Yeah, me too.
I actually love this pick.
They should. They would be idiots to not draft Rashod Bateman if he fell to them in the first round.
Yeah. They've been made questionable decisions before.
I don't know that he will
I.e.
be there
idiots.
still when the Packers. I mean, there's a chance he's off the board, but we'll see.
Write this down.
I could see them trading up to get Rashod Bateman, but that's off the record. I'm just saying that he'll go to the Packers.
Yeah, I was going to say, okay.
It's off the record. Yep. All right, David, your second prediction.
All right, so here's my second parlay, another 3-parter, because I like to just cobble things together.
Love it.
The Minnesota Vikings in the first round will trade down from pick 14. In that trade, they will acquire a second-round pick, and with the pick they trade down to, wherever it is in the first round, they will draft either Gregory Rousseau, defensive end Miami, or Tevin Jenkins, offensive tackle Oklahoma State.
Oh.
That is a 99-yard Farrat to Berrien special right there, my man, if that's right.
Love it.
That's a 99-yard touchdown.
I got a feeling, David, and do you have a third parlay coming up here when we come back around too?
I do, and it's if I put all my money on this to happen in a state that allows sports gambling, I'm retiring if I hit all.
I think. Okay.
Wow, okay.
Okay, I have a comment that I might turn into a prediction about David's predictions, but we'll go back over to Judd Zulgad here first.
The Vikings' backup quarterback for this coming season will have never played in an NFL regular season game. The Vikings' backup quarterback to Kirk Cousins, so the number 2 guy on the depth chart, which I think will be a draft pick, okay?
So Trey Lance.
But I'm not saying exactly. But I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not going there. What I am saying is that the backup quarterback to start the season, Declan, will have never played in an NFL regular season game. In other words, the Sean Mannion era is over.
Got it.
Write that down.
Would you rather have Sean Mannion as the backup, the first line of defense, or a guy who's literally never played in the NFL before?
If they make the right draft pick, I'd prefer the guy who has not played before.
It would have to be a first, second, or third round pick, though. It can't just be like a 6th round flyer guy like Nate Stanley or something.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, back to Declan.
All right, this is a touchdown throw here. It's only happened a
I
few
like how
times.
you're calling your I like how you're calling your shot already.
All right,
Yeah,
we'll do.
easy there.
Yeah, this is a
Vikings,
home run, a touchdown.
I know it. I know my Minneapolis Miracle. I just know throw it to Diggs in the sideline. I'll be good.
Okay,
At
Marcus
least
Williams.
one NFL team in the first 2 rounds of the NFL draft will miss their allotted time selection window and will therefore forfeit their pick.
What?
But they okay. All right. I was gonna say something, but I'm not. Okay. Cool. So they'll forfeit their pick. They won't have a pick.
They'll miss their like what happened to when the Vikings did this in 2004 with Tice when this happened with Mike Tice.
You can then make your pick after that.
But like they forfeited their original pick though.
Right, but that's what we need to have the wording here right. So are you saying that they will forfeit their pick, period, or are you saying that they will just make their pick after?
I get what you're saying. So if I just had they'll miss their allotted time selection window.
Yes.
I'm just here for Judd's, like watching Judd's conscience play itself out there, where at first Judd was like, ooh, he said forfeit, let's not tell him. And then he was like, all right, I'll be Grandpa Judd here and come in and save you from this prediction, from the verbiage.
But I mean,
Yeah.
In a way, though, all right, I'll just have it as at least one NFL team in the first round of the NFL draft will miss their allotted time selection window. Period. That's the write that down.
Okay.
But isn't it if they lost, even if they miss their time selection window, therefore they are forfeiting their pick?
Well,
No, because they can make their pick after that.
But their pick is the original spot, so they're not.
But forfeit means it's gone.
I don't think you need the second part. You're saying that a team will miss its pick.
Got it.
And then whatever happens to the pick happens
Is
to
fine.
the pick.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah. I don't
A
think
forfeit means you're done.
You are blindfolded in your own end zone with a pass rush, throwing a ball down to the other end zone right now, and you're
Listen,
like
Orlovsky,
looking
get
for a
this
second
right,
part.
Orlovsky. Okay.
Passes are only
Jared
cool
Allen
in
is-
triple coverage when you're being pressured.
Jared Allen is pursuing you in the Metrodome.
All right. So I'm gonna say off the record, because I do have a couple other predictions I want to go on the record with. I think David is gonna hit on one of his parlays.
Okay.
And I kind of want to like get on the action a little bit, but I'm going to let David just have his own parlays.
Look at Mackie Jones and do parlays.
I was gonna make one of my predictions on the record that David will hit on one of his parlays. You know what? Can I do that? Can I just add a fourth prediction? Okay, David will hit on one of his 3 parlays. I'm here with David. I'm investing in these parlays with David. So that's a bonus prediction.
Mark Cuban, this is Shark Tank. I'll buy those parlays.
I'll give you 50% of your parlays.
Yeah, but that's all I'm doing.
I'll take 50%.
Write it down.
All right.
You like writing things down.
So here's my actual prediction. So Devontae Smith, some new measurements came out today. And Devontae Smith, who's been listed at like 175 and like above 170, Devontae Smith is now listed at 166 officially, which is, I think, going to scare teams because it's so small in the NFL. So write this down. Devontae Smith will fall to at least pick 12 in the NFL draft. I think there was a time where he might have been like the number 1 receiver off the board, but I think he's going to fall to at least pick 12 because teams are going to be scared about his skinny 166 pounds.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, back to David. Your final prediction.
All right, so this is a Vikings season prediction. It is a 4-part parlay.
Oh my God.
Again,
Okay.
if I hit this on a state that allowed sports betting, I'm retiring. I'm done because it's
love
the Minnesota Vikings will miss the playoffs. Mike Zimmer and Rick Spielman will be fired by the beginning of next year's league season.
Yep.
The coach they hire will not be Eric Bieniemy. And Kirk Cousins will be off the roster by the 2022 NFL draft.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Wow.
Declan, did you get all that?
Yes, it did.
Oh my gosh.
You like that?
Dude, that is...
You held him to 20 points, man. You gave us a chance at the end, but I got 3
Wow.
words for you. You like that?
Bravo.
You just brought the
Bravo.
high heat, my man.
Yep.
You just brought the high heat.
That's
Chin
David.
music. Way to
He's
go.
slinging the ball like Pat Mahomes into tight windows down the field with reckless abandon and confidence. So, David, that was great. I'm here. I'm now invested in these parlays with you. Since you've got this platform on Purple Daily, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that brought you to this pinnacle life moment?
So I got to thank my dad. Got me into everything Minnesota sports, as sad and tragic as that experience has been.
You really want to thank him?
I got to thank my wife, who has put up with me when I work from home. I plug into as much podcasts and all kinds of stuff, especially your guys's, almost to her annoyance rather than hurt my enjoyment. And then I got to talk about my guys for my semi-pro team that I coach, the Minneapolis Warriors. First game is on May 1st. We play teams from the area. We've got a league that's comprised of teams from North Dakota, Twin Cities area, and we play a couple. We play one team specifically from a league further south in Kansas City. So it's a great time. Just a bunch of guys that still want to try to keep playing football.
Awesome.
Love it, dude. Love it, dude. That's David. Thanks for coming on. We'll definitely get you on again at some point so you can throw some more parlays out there and do it up. All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
That's David here. Let's finish our last trip around here.
God,
Judd Zulgad.
I need a drink. I am.
Dude, that was money, man. That is a masterclass in how you come on and throw the ball down the field.
That's
and
10
write that down
predictions.
right
He made 10 predictions.
there. Yep.
Yeah.
3, 3, 4.
Yeah.
All right. Calm down. Cigarette, please.
A schmoke and a pancake?
Write this down.
A pipe and a crepe?
At least one Vikings regular, and by that I mean a starter or backup player, so a known player, okay? So at least one Vikings regular will change his jersey number before this coming season.
Okay.
There's going to be the Chiefs. The Chiefs have submitted what looks like it's going to be passed, where we're going to do away with lots of this. You know, running backs can only wear this, and there is a lot of speculation that guys will be changing back to their college numbers. So at least one Vikings regular starter or primary backup, so a known player, is going to change his number.
I feel like there has to be some number organization. Like, you can't just have everybody wearing number 72.
Dalvin Cook wore, did you wear like 3 or 4 or something in college?
5 or something.
Yeah, I've got like
Something
running backs
weird.
wearing single digits. I'm down. I'm down.
Yeah.
For that.
But the most important thing here is if they do this, it opens up more combinations, which means the Vikings can take a step closer to retiring 84.
All right. Yep. I
Write it
agree with
down.
that.
You like writing things down.
All right, Declan, your final prediction.
All right, final one here. I saw this report. Joe Burrow was talking the other day, and look, he tore his ACL and MCL. He vows he's going to be ready by week 1 of the season. So write this down. Joe Burrow will not start week 1 of the NFL season for the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow will not start week 1 of the season for the Cincinnati Bengals. He vows he will. ACL, MCL tears. No way, dude.
You're a doubter.
I highly doubt
All the doubters.
it. Yep.
All right, boys.
Write it
Final
down. You like
prediction.
writing things down.
I'm trying to cobble together a parlay here because now I'm in the parlay mood. I just want to throw.
You're jonesing for the parlay.
I know.
Dave
All right,
got
so
to you.
They did.
Here is a Vikings draft parlay for you guys.
All right.
I want it to be realistic. It's going to be a touchdown because it's a 3-item parlay, but I want it to be within reach. So write this down. The Vikings will pick 14th, so they won't trade. They will pick 14th. The Vikings will draft an offensive lineman with one of their first 3 picks, and the Vikings will draft a quarterback at some point. So there's my 3-item parlay.
So they keep the first round pick.
They will keep their first-round pick. They will draft an offensive lineman within their first 3 picks, and they will draft a quarterback at some point in the draft.
It's definitely realistic. Yeah. I mean,
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Yeah, all 3 of those I think are fairly likely on their own, but together they are a touchdown.
You were just jonesing for parlay there. That's what you were jonesing for.
Just cobbling together. And I got another one for next week involving Kuiper and McShay. Actually, I might have to. Their mock drafts
next
are
week's
going
going
to
to be great.
I don't know what
Next
day
week
they
is
put there.
Next week is going to be fantastic.
It is. Actually, let's just jump right into this here, boys. I'm going to put this up on our YouTube screen here. Look at this little
Oh, good. I can buy a plan.
this little pop-up ad here for Verizon if you guys are interested. But Mike Tanier, noted football analytics writer at the Pro Football Network, has done his final 2021 mock.
I want a mock.
His final one, he's like, I don't even need to see whatever information comes out. If there's a trade on Saturday, I don't even need it.
He's walking off.
Bleeping Tanier.
He's walking it off, bat flipping all.
Yeah, he's like, I'll tell you what's going to happen. You don't tell me what's going to happen. I'm Mike Bleeping Tanier.
Yep.
And my mock draft is presented by Whamatech. That's right. Whamatech here to help you with broken down devices. You need a slightly pre-owned device that could save you money. That's where Whamatech comes in. They'll buy your old device for cash, and then you can get one of these nifty pre-owned devices that saves you money. Buy, sell, trade in whatever you need. Whamatech is a local company. Every device they sell is tech certified and comes with a warranty. Find them online at whamatech.com. That's WAMATEK.com. Whamatech.com. All right, are you guys ready?
let's do it, man.
I said, are you ready? Then, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching at home, let's get ready to mock it. All right.
Boom.
Mike Tanier, number 1 overall. And by the way, we're keeping tabs on all the players that are mocked to the Vikings that we bring. When we bring these mocks to the show, we're keeping track of all these. Elijah Vera Tucker, 6 times. Christian Barmore 5 times. Christian Darrisaw 4. Kwity Paye 3. Jalen Phillips 2. Trey Lance was just mocked to the Vikings on a bonus episode we just did that'll drop in your feed. So Trey Lance mocked by Pete Prisco. We did 30 minutes on that on a bonus episode. Mike Tanier has number 1, Trevor Lawrence. Let me scroll down here. Number 2, Zach Wilson to the Jets. Number 3, he's got Mac Jones to the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
And then he's got Trey Lance going to the Atlanta Falcons at 4.
Okay.
Your thoughts?
Totally. I could see that. Yeah. That Matt Ryan's okay. He's still, good, but I could definitely see with a new coach, especially an offensive guy in Arthur Smith there, I could definitely see the Falcons saying, you know what? Let's get a guy that can at least start in 2022.
Sure. You got Jamar Chase going to the Bengals at 5.
Okay.
So, and then Kyle Pitts to the Dolphins at 6, followed by Devontae Smith to the Lions at 7. So, all quarterbacks and pass catchers through the first 7 picks here so far.
Oh, Zim's licking his chops. You know he is.
Oh, my goodness. Then Mike Tanier has the New Orleans Saints
trading this
all the way up to number 8.
I like this.
He's saying that Peyton bundles his 2021 and 22 first-rounders some change and ships them to the Panthers for the number 8 overall pick to take Justin Fields.
I like this.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know what? I could totally see that. Didn't think about it a lot, but I could totally see it.
Penei Sewell dropping to the Broncos at 9.
Does
and
Rick?
Then we have
wait, stop. Does Rick Spielman call his good friend George Payton if Penei Sewell gets to 9? Because I mean that's getting real close to being tempting to make a trade, right?
I think
Like
if
if
Penei
Penei
Sewell,
Sewell-
if they think Penei Sewell is a franchise top end left tackle, which like all of these mock draft boards do, trading up would be a good idea. But I don't know what they're thinking. J.C. Horn to the Cowboys at 10.
Yep.
Rashawn Slater to the Giants at 11. And then so here's the run on tackles. Then Christian Darrisaw to the Eagles at 12. So all the tackles are off the board, all the quarterbacks are off the board, but you got all the defensive linemen still sitting out there. 13, Patrick Surtain to the Chargers. So if you're the Vikings, you have your pick of edge rushers and defensive linemen, and that's where the Football Network here, Mike Tanier has the Vikings going. Kwity Paye, edge rusher from Michigan, and the write-up says the Vikings defense registered just 23 sacks last season. Yannick Ngakoue, who led the team with 5, which is amazing, traded midseason. Moreover, top pass rusher Daniel Hunter coming back from a herniated disc surgery in his neck. They need an edge rusher. I'm not as high on Kwity Paye as I am on the other edge rushers in this draft class. However, Paye is undeniably toolsy, and the Vikings tend to make safe down-the-middle draft decisions. Jalen Waddle to the Patriots, and then the draft continues from there. So,
Who does Washington take it at 19? Can we find that, or is that on a different page?
They're going to maybe click to get. They want
I'm
the
sorry.
click
Okay.
segment clickers.
Okay, that's a bunch of BS. Okay.
Clickety click.
Because, yep. Najee Harris of Alabama to Miami.
Micah Parsons.
Who I don't think is going to drop that low.
Super glitchy. I'm just going to close out of here.
So I think if the draft plays out like that, my prediction, Vikings do try to take Kwity Paye, but they trade back. That's where I think they trade back too. Because why would you take Kwity Paye at 14 is a reach. I think he's a first-round pick, but I think he's probably best suited to be taken in the 20s, right?
I agree. And
so wouldn't you trade back?
If you could trade back, the problem is if all those quarterbacks go off the board, you're not going to get a second-round pick from Washington's not going to trade up from 19 unless there's a quarterback there, right?
Sure.
So that's part of the problem. But if I'm the Vikings and all those edge rushers are sitting there in the teens, could you trade back, maybe pick up an extra third-round pick that you can then package those to get back in the second round, right?
Correct. Yes.
And then maybe Kwity Paye comes off the board, but you can take Jalen Phillips. I think you're more likely to take a risk on Jalen Phillips if you can, through trades, get back into the second round and take an offensive lineman or something. So
I agree.
So many possibilities. That is your midweek mock here.
I want a mock!
One of many. We're basically doing daily mocks on the show, and like I said, we've got a full episode, bonus episode dropping on the idea of Trey Lance being available at 14. So you're going to want to check that out. But add another one for Quiddy Pay. That's the 4th time that he has been mocked in the mocks that we have brought to the show. 4 for him, 4 for Darisaw, 5 for Barmore, and 6 for Elijah Vera Tucker.
14 is going to be too high for him, though. If they take him at 14, I think they are setting themselves up to be second-guessed and criticized a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that. Not that we would second-guess and criticize.
Oh, no.
I don't second-guess. I don't. Team always knows best. You know me.
Never.
Been a Vikings fan my whole life. Team knows best.
Yep.
Zim knows best.
All right,
Everything
boys.
they do.
Good stuff here. Good stuff. Tomorrow, I believe, Dex, we've got our guy Tyler Fornes from
Right.
Climbing the Pocket, right?
That's tomorrow.
We're going to do
potatoes.
a mock draft simulation. So Tyler Fornes knows essentially 7 rounds worth of prospects. And we're going to bring him on, do a mock draft simulation, and have him explain to us who the Vikings should be picking once we get past the 1st, 2nd, 3rd rounds, etc. Maybe we'll do a 7-round mock. Be kind of fun.
7-round mock, and then when everyone thinks we're done, undrafted free agents.
I thought you were going to say an 8th round. We're going to throw an 8th round.
No, I want to do undrafted free agents. So the Vikings make our living.
All right, that's a wrap on today's episode of Purple Daily. We'll see you guys tomorrow.